Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden and Garden Tour Saturday with your host, Grandma Sandy, your co-hosts, Suffolk Susie, Pat's Garden Life, and Growing on Vancouver Island. This is an open collab that anyone can join. Just use the hashtag Garden Tour Saturday. Well, do you guys see something out there that I haven't seen for over 2 weeks? Sun. Blue skies. It's very cold out, but I don't care. Just with the sun shining here in this greenhouse, it's much warmer. I can't tell you what this does for me. I know that everybody needs sun, but I really need sun. The temperatures don't have to be warm. I don't like them to be hot, but I really need blue sky and sunshine, and I'm so very grateful for this. Well, today we're going to be planting some more seeds here in the greenhouse. And I've chosen some brassicas to plant this time. And I'm thinking about winter sowing some lettuce. And I think I'm going to plant some more tomatoes. I've got a ton of each of the seeds in the 4-inch pots. And so when they have germinated and grown bigger, I'm going to have a lot of pots to fill, so I'm pretty excited about that. But the main thing is the sun is shining and the sky is blue. How are you doing in your gardens? In your garden sheds? On your windowsill? How are you doing? I know that Donna from Baker's Brews, she gave us a bit of an idea of what she did last year for 2025. And I love it when people put on here their plans and their ideas for this coming year. You do have to think about it ahead of time and think what things you want to plant, where you want to plant them, and how you're going to manage the whole thing. Energy-wise, financially, space-wise, it's a good thing just to sit down with a notebook and think and think and think. Where do I want to plant things? What seeds do I need to order now? What do I need to be doing? But you know what? That's the funnest thing in the world. So let's get started planting some brassicas. I also think I'm going to plant some asparagus. I have some seeds. I have one that is established out there. This is going on its 4th year. Just one little old asparagus. There's a square bed out there in the main garden that I have earmarked for turning into just an asparagus garden. So I'm going to be working on that. I want to see if I can raise some from seed, but it takes 3 years for them to mature. So maybe I will just buy some roots. I don't know what I'll do. So stay tuned for that one. Here are my brassica seeds. I tried these red rhubarb Brussels sprouts one year. I cannot succeed with Brussels sprouts, no matter how early I start them, because they either don't grow and mature enough or they get attacked by aphids. Should I try it again? I think I might, just because. And I'm going to plant these Romanesco broccoli. They don't end up looking as cute and perfect as the picture shows. They get to be really big. They take a lot of room. Definitely want to plant more cabbage. I like this golden acre cabbage. This is from the dollar store from American Seed. It's very, how do I put this? It's beautiful, and the leaves are nice and strong. It's kind of a deeper green, and it's a lovely, lovely cabbage. So this is definitely on my list. And then, what else do we have here? I was given a free sample of this one. Looks like I cut the thing off. Oh, I wrote on it. It's Mizuma. Mizuma is, looks like it's just kind of like a Japanese brassica, kale-like leaves. I've grown it. I haven't eaten it. This one I might put on the back burner. And then, of course, the Sun King hybrid broccoli. It did really well for me last year. So I'm going to grow quite a few of those and grow quite a few for the farm stand. So that's 3 things we're growing so far. Collard greens. My mom's mom and her people are southern, but I am not. I'm a northern girl, and I don't know what to do with them. I've grown them 2 or 3 years, and they're gorgeous, but I don't know what to do with them. So I might just grow one little pot of them to see if they'll sell, see if somebody else knows what to do with them. And again, kind of the same with kale. I have tried kale in my smoothies. It seems to have more of a little bitter zing than spinach for me. So I'm not totally crazy about it, but it does sell at the farm stand, so I will plant that. I don't have tons of brassicas because either I don't do well with them or I'm not crazy about them. I've tried the Mammoth Red Rock cabbage. This is a red cabbage. It's much harder to grow. It doesn't get that big, but it is pretty. So maybe I'll think about that one too. I can do quite well with kohlrabi. It's not even a good picture for you. I have grown this at least one every year and try to sell it at the farm stand. My brother grows them. He uses them just like he would cabbage. He makes kohlrabi slaw and all sorts of different things. So I'm going to plant that. What else do we have? Oh, cauliflower. I do not succeed with cauliflower. I want to get some of the newer varieties that you don't have to be so concerned with covering over the plant with the leaves so it won't yellow. Sounds like it's easier to grow, so I'm going to keep that in here and not give that a try. I think it's too disappointing and too difficult. Now this was interesting. It grew quite big, and there wasn't one big crown from it. There was just a ton of little, small, long shoots like this with florets. So I think I'll give that a try too. That's pretty interesting. Okay, now I've chosen my seeds. It's time to get some pots filled with dirt and some seeds planted. So these trays take about 12 pots. And I think that will be more than enough brassicas. Okay, there's my 12 pots on the tray. Now I'm going to fill them up with my beautiful potting soil. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to water the soil really well. I'm going to have to find a chair slip cover for this rocking chair because I am a very messy gardener. And it will just be destroyed with that light color. But if I have a slip cover on it, I could take the slip cover off and wash it or just make a new one. Okay, we're going to start with the kohlrabi. I try to put at least 10 seeds for each 4-inch pot. And then I can divide them once they get big enough. So that's kohlrabi. Now I'm going to make a label. There's the label for the kohlrabi. Now next I think I'm going to plant this wonderful cabbage. Early Golden Acre. It's a fabulous cabbage. This is how many seeds are in the American seed packet. So I'm going to plant 3 pots. Make sure I've got it divided up between the 3 pots. Okay, now time to make a label. Now I have all 3 pots of the Early Golden Acre cabbage planted. And I think I will plant 2 different kinds of broccoli next. Well, actually 3. Now I'm going to plant this kind of broccoli, however you say that. And Sun King hybrid that has the big crowns. That's a fabulous type of broccoli, but you won't be able to save the seeds from it because it's a hybrid. This is a Romanesco broccoli. When I planted it 1 year, 2 years ago, it did not grow that perfect. I don't know how they're growing it like that and getting it to look so perfect. Must be a lot of, I don't know, pesticides, something like that, because that's way too perfect looking. So these are the 3 broccolis that I'm going to plant now. I looked up how to pronounce this, but you pronounce it DeChico. So I just planted the DeChico broccoli. Time to label it. Now this is the broccoli that grows many little long florets. Now it's time to plant this Romanesco broccoli. I bought these seeds from M.I. Gardener, and as you can see, they are so tiny. So I'm going to put them in the pot and then just gently press them down. I don't know if I'm going to put soil over them, because once I water them, it will help to get them down into the soil. I know it seems like I plant a lot of seeds at once, but sometimes you only get one shot at planting things for your whole garden year. So I would rather put a few of the seedlings in the compost if they all grew so nicely, rather than miss the opportunity to grow them. I'm going to plant 2 pots of the Sun King broccoli. Hopefully I'll be able to sell some of them down at the farm stand. Right now the farm stand is closed down. It's, well, there's nothing to sell actually right now, and it's hard to keep it going with the cold weather. Not many people are out and about and wanting to buy things. My sister gave me these Michihili cabbage seeds last year, and I did grow some. They turned into an incredible trap crop for aphids. And it seemed like this plant kept the aphids from coming onto my other plants. So I might just grow one little pot of this to put it out there somewhere in the garden to be a trap crop, to attract the aphids to stay away from my other brassicas. These seeds are a little bigger, not a lot. I would like for this Chinese cabbage to work because I think it'd be a really wonderful vegetable. But we can't seem to get it past the aphid stage and being a trap crop. I think I might try some Brussels sprouts again. They get attacked terribly here by aphids. I wonder if I could plant some of the Michihili Chinese cabbage beside them to keep the aphids away. But they never grow big. They never get developed well. I've probably grown them at least 3 times with not much success, but ever the optimist, I'm going to try again this year. Here's the seeds. I love a good, crunchy, sweet Brussels sprout. When I cook them, I like to leave them so that there's still quite a bit of, let's say, form to them, that they're not too squishy and mushy. They're a tiny bit on the crisp side. Okay, I have 1 pot left, and I'm going to plant the dwarf blue curled kale. This is awfully curly in my mind. Some people like it, some don't. Some people ask for the smoother leaf. But that's what I have for now, so that's what we're going to plant. Okay, that's a full tray of brassicas. I'm going to take them over there to where the metal shelves are. I've got the heat mats and the grow lights plugged back in. I keep the tomato seeds over here closer to me in my chair, because I love them. Not that I don't love the others, but they are going to go over here. The peppers and the brassicas and some flowers. I've pressed down the little tiny seeds gently into the potting soil. And now we got to water them in. And then get them on that wire shelf over there. Okay, I came out here to the little greenhouse and I had a wild idea. This soil is what's left over from the little Clancy potatoes. So I thought, why not try to make it into something? I'm going to fill this tray up, and these 2 trays are full. And then I am going to plant some green onions, bib lettuce, spinach, celery, microgreens, iceberg lettuce, and then here's another spinach if I need it. Microgreens are a mix of cabbage and let's see what else have they got in here. I think it's got bok choy, mustard, different things like that. Sometimes they can have radishes in them too. So I'm going to fill up this tray with soil, put some dairy cow compost in it, and water it, and then we can plant these seeds. Because it just looked like a little garden bed right here in this little greenhouse that's being heated, and I might as well make use of it. The aphids have been terrible in here, so I really hope they don't attack these new seeds. I guess we'll have to see. The dairy cow compost is kind of frozen, and yes, I'm touching it with my hands. It's not going to hurt me. It's going to be good for me. Have my hands in the dirt, even if it's dairy cow compost. Okay. So other than the soil being super cold, the dairy cow compost, the soil looks pretty good. I want to keep it nice and full, so it's almost like a garden bed. Okay, I've mixed the soil pretty well. Potting soil with the dairy cow compost. And this is almost like a continuous little bed. We'll have to see how that's going to work. I'm kind of excited about it. Okay, time to put the seeds in. I washed my hands off with the jugs of water that I have out here in this greenhouse, and man, it's cold. Of course, when I go in the house, I will use hot soapy water to wash my hands again and again. So I'm not quite as feral as I portray myself. Okay, I've labeled them. Microgreens with a little arrow pointing to the back, celery to the front, bib lettuce to the back, spinach to the front, bunching onions to the back, iceberg lettuce to the front. So now I'm going to plant the seeds and then I'll be back. It's so nice and warm in this little greenhouse in the sun. It makes me want to purr. As you can see, the little window up there, it's warm enough that it's opened up a little bit. It's amazing on January 24th. But I love it and I will take it. These are tiny seeds, and we're just going to spread them. We're just going to spread them throughout there and press them down. I've never seen this variety before, or this maker. Pennington seeds. It says organic celery, so it's a Utah variety. So there's not that many in there. So I think what I'll do is just kind of spread them way out. And then pat them down. If they don't germinate within a couple of weeks, then I'll plant something else in here. I could put that seed cover over there. Show me what we have in here. I have the bib lettuce and the spinach planted, and I put a light dusting of dairy cow compost over that too. So I have the bunching onions planted and the iceberg lettuce planted. I'm just covering them with the light covering of the dairy cow compost. And let me tell you, it certainly smells like success. You know, there's nutrition and all sorts of good things in that compost. We just really have to hope and pray it's not a lot of glyphosate, which is a pesticide. Well, what do you think of my little spontaneous garden here? I saw the dirt in these trays and I thought, wow, I could make something out of that. Hopefully it'll grow. I mean, the trays are only about 2.5 inches deep. so it may or may not. But it's got good soil. It doesn't have any drainage at this point because they're setting in trays. So I will have to be careful with water. We'll have to see how that goes. And it's got a lot of sunlight and heat. And I know that all these things that I've planted do like cooler conditions to grow. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know I've enjoyed filming it. I'm going to go back into my other greenhouse right now and edit it and get it posted, and hope that you really enjoy it and you have a really wonderful day. I'm standing right here in the sunshine, so how could I not? Thanks for all your love and support. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video.